Group 4 finals between the 3 and 4 seeded teams. They knocked off the 1 and 2 seeded teams. So really, two underdogs are meeting for the championship here today.
And the team, interesting enough, the Brick Township Green Dragons defeated Middletown South, which is the #2 team in the state.
Right, they lost to them the first game of the year. They lost to them 6-2. Since then, they went unblemished. They tied Toms River East during the regular season, 14-14, but then they blew them out in the semifinals, 35-7, to make it here to the finals.
Interesting enough, Joe, I did mention that Middletown South, the #2 team, they were beating 2-0 with about 7 minutes left, had a bad snap. Middletown South recovered, and they ended up winning that game.
Yeah, and they're fighting for the Central Jersey Group 4 title. So, I mean, the team that Brick Township lost to isn't a slouch, that's for sure.
Both teams almost identical in the way they play. Tom Brown was quoted as saying that he feels like he's looking in the mirror when he looks at Brick Township.
Sure, I mean, Brick Township, they run the ball. They have two strong running backs in Valles and Detada. And Washington Township's the same thing. They have two strong running backs in Darren Riley and Damon Brown. You know, Brown scored 19 touchdowns. So both teams, it's a running offense is what they try and do. So it's going to see which defense can shut down the other team's offense today.
Now, I know, Joe, before the game, we were looking at the sizes and weights of some of these players. And really, Brick Township doesn't have anyone in terms in the top 10. Team defense, team offense, any scoring leaders. I believe Detada is the 10th leading rusher in the short conference. Yet they are 8-1-1.
They're more or less an average team that play together well. On the other hand, Damon Brown for Washington Township scored 19 touchdowns this year. He's in the league leaders in South Jersey in scoring, so Township relies on him to run the ball. So if Brick Township can shut down Damon Brown, well, maybe they'll have an upper hand.
These teams played one other time in 1982, also a semifinal playoff game. Washington Township lost that game 16-13. Washington Township, by the way, has won one other Group 4 sectional final, and that was in 1987. Brick Township, amazing record in these playoffs.
Sure, and they have their coach Warren Wolf. He's been there since the school started football in 1959. 32 years. He's won, I think, 4 South Jersey titles. His team has been in the finals 9 times. They've qualified for the playoffs 11 times. They have a playoff record of 10-4. So in South Jersey coaching, a lot of people consider Warren Wolf, the coach here at Brick Township, the dean in South Jersey coaches.
We've got a couple of plays I think Joe has on his board here. Let's take a look at them real quickly. Joe?
All right, Sean, what Washington Township, what they're going to try and do is run the ball, and they have 2 plays we're going to look at. They have one they call run right, 9 speed. What it is, it's an option play. Gabe Bauer will come in motion, and it all depends on this end for Brick Township. If he comes up and goes after Gabe Bauer, then Gabe Bauer can pitch the ball to Damon Brown. But if the end goes after Damon Brown, Gabe Bauer will return and go upfield with the ball. That's one play they will run. Another play that's been real successful for Washington Township this year has been their 38 counter crisscross. All it is the 2 guards and tackle. They pull and go upfield. Gabe Bauer will return, hand the ball to Darren Riley, who in turn will hand the ball back to Brian Scavetta, who's the wing back in motion, and he will cut it upfield. And Sean, they used that play against Paul the Six this year, and they scored 2 touchdowns off of it. So that's one of their bread and butter plays they're going to try and use.
She mentioned Brick Township very worried about the breakaway speed of Riley and Brown. That's the big thing. Other than that, pretty much identical teams. Washington Township, Brick Township, coming up. Makes it into the middle. Cooey brings it in with one hand. He's down to the 5. Mitchell, and he's still gone. Mitchell is still gone, and he's in for the touchdown. Misowicz to give to Kalongo. Breaks up the middle nicely. Breaks to the outside. He's got daylight. He's down to the 20, to the 10, and he's going to be in for the touchdown. Hands it back off to Jeff Barnaby. Who else? Nice step inside. Still on his feet. Excellent move by Barnaby. And he's going to go all the way.
The inside handoff. He's got some room up the middle. There goes easily. It's him.
He's got some blockers. He still breaks another tackle. Getting ready for the toss. Brick Township, I should say, just won the toss. And they defer. They're going to kick off to the Minutemen. And Joe, Brick Township has an excellent kicker in Weibolt. He has kicked a 46-yard field goal this year. He's capable of moving them from as far as 55 yards away.
Well, we saw him kick one in practice today, Sean, about 45 yards with ease. And I'll tell you what, in this wind condition, the way it's blowing down there across the field, that was an outstanding kick.
Back deep for Washington Township, Scott Jergalski. And number 4 is Damon Brown. You'll be seeing a lot and hearing a lot of Damon Brown today. As we mentioned, he's the leading scorer in this area with 116 points, 19 touchdowns on the season. Getting ready, Group 4 final. Weibolt's kick, it's a line drive kick, goes right to Brown at the 5, bounces off his chest, and it's finally recovered by Washington Township at about their own 17-yard line. It's cold out there, Joe. We might see a lot of that, and also we noticed down on the field earlier, it is a little slick in areas.
On their own 17-yard line.
Let's take a quick look at the offense if we can for the Minutemen. There you see Dave Gabauer. He's going to be starting at quarterback. Damon Brown, Darren Riley in the backfield. Scavetti and Jergalski. There you see the rest of the line. First play from scrimmage, Minutemen. Gabauer hands off to Damon Brown, and he is met at the line of scrimmage. Brick Township known for that good defense of theirs.
Number 56, Ed Dings on the stop.
Well,
So it's going to be second down. They're given about a yard on the play. It'll be 2nd and 9 for the Minutemen.
At the Minutemen 19-yard line.
Brick Township Green Dragons. Brown and Riley split in the backfield. Gabauer still a quarterback. Hands off this time to number 5, Darren Riley, and he picks up perhaps another couple of yards on the play. And the ball be placed just at the 20-yard line.
Well, they started out running the ball just like Washington Township wants to do, Sean, but Brick Township is shutting them down.
Brick Township did not give up much this year in points. They don't have a lot of team speed in terms of game breakers, but they have a lot of quickness. Gabauer hands off to Riley, who quickly hands it back to Scavetta, and he goes nowhere. Brick Township waiting for that play, and it's going to bring up a 4th down.
Well, that was the counter crisscross that we talked about earlier, but Brick Township is just shutting it down with their men up front. Next time the Township gets the ball, we'll give some recognition to that defense. We get a chance to. But right now, Brick Township's going to get the ball back.
So it's going to be 4th and a long 8.
Number 25, Iggy Torres, deep punt, receiving.
Torres is deep for Brick Township. The snap's a good one. The kick just gets away. A low liner. Torres is going to let it bounce. And it rolls to the Brick Township 47-yard line.
The ball down at the Brick Township 43-yard line.
So Joe Bennis's punt, a fairly decent punt. The winds are swirling out there, Joe. The wind was blowing right across the field from the visitor's side, as you see on the screen, towards Township. It seems to be coming more out of the corner now. There you see. That wind is whipping. Neither team known for a big passing game. So it'll be interesting to see if that comes into play later on this game. Brick Township, same thing. 2 backs split in the backfield. Sean Scott, the quarterback. He gives off to the second back through.
That's Chris Velez.
Chris
Sean, he picked up about 3 yards.
Velez, 5'7", 185-pound senior for Brick Township.
4 yards on that play.
Let's take a quick look at the Brick Township offense. There you see Sean Scott at quarterback,
48.
Daytata and Velez, and you've got Iggy Torres. There's the line for Brick Township. A little smaller than Washington Township's, but a good one nonetheless. This time he gives to Mike Daytata,
29, Mike DePassa.
and Daytata takes it just across midfield into Washington Township territory.
Number 81.
Going to bring up 3rd and just about 3 long yards to go for Brick Township. Let's take a quick look at Washington Township's defense. There you see Berkut, Scavetti, Ricci, and Headley, and the linebackers and defensive backs. 3rd and 4. And the Minutemen are there. Chris Velez can go nowhere as he just gets back to the line of scrimmage. So both teams have traded possessions here, both shutting down each other early.
Well, that's what we thought we were going to see a lot of, is running the ball, Sean. That time Scott tried a quarterback keeper, and looked like he could have got to the corner, but he slipped just as he went to turn it upfield. Now it's going to bring up a 4th down and about 4, and it looks like Brick's going to punt it away. I thought maybe they'd go for it here.
Township trying to block it, a beautiful punt. And it bounces out of bounds. It looks like at the 8-yard line. Scott Jergowski waved it off. A beautiful punt. 8-yard line for Brick Township. So they pin the Minutemen back early here again.
That was
in
a
their own
41-yard punt there, Sean, by Kurt Weibel at that time for Brick Township. And he was proving them in practice, and he puts Township in a deep hole. Now remember, he had the wind at his back when he was doing that.
So it's 1st and 10. It'll be interesting to see, Joe, if Misowich comes into the game today. He did play a little bit against Deptford Township, the game the Washington Township lost last week. Gaybauer hands it off to Damon Brown up the middle. And Brown picks up about 5 yards on the play. The 5'10", 190-pound senior. He's been the man for the Minutemen this season. 19 touchdowns on the season. Let's take a quick look at the Brick Township defense. Zindanowicz, Martis, he's a good one to watch. Mike Martis, who also might be playing some offense as well. There you see the defensive backs in secondary. 2nd down and just about 3 yards to go. Gaybauer gives off this time to Riley. And Riley is going to be close. He may have the 1st down.
You know, Sean, it's kind of funny. We're out there looking at Damon Brown and Darren Riley. We're so used to seeing them in 32 and 36, but their uniforms are so banged up after their final couple of games against Paul VI here at home, and then their playoff games, they elected to go with newer uniforms, numbers 4 and 5, for this ball game. And Riley's real close to the 1st down. They're going to bring out the chains and see if he got it or not. And the wind has really picked up here, Sean. It wasn't this bad when we started this ball game. We did our pregame show a little bit before the games.
There it is. He does have the 1st down. I'm going to take a moment to go over the officials. The referee, the head referee, Tony Masherin. The umpires, Elwood Schroeder. The head linesman is John Terry. The line judge, Larry Gunnell. And the back judge is Bob Cronin. Running the clock is Stanley Booth. So Tony Masherin is the official that we'll be listening to as the game progresses. 1st and 10 for the Minutemen now from their own 19-yard line. Gaybauer this time gives off to Riley, who skips through and almost breaks a tackle. And now there's a flag thrown at the end of the play.
Sure, Sean, I think that's going to be a late hit that time.
Eric Ziff on the tackle for the Green Dragons. But it looks like a personal foul is thrown. It looks like it's going to be against Brick Township.
40. Number 40, dead ball, personal foul, White.
Washington Township not only gets the first down of the game, but they also take advantage of the first penalty of the game. So that's going to move the ball now. Well, let's see where they're going to move it.
Well, that'll be a big one, Sean. That'll be a 15-yard penalty since it was a dead ball foul. They're going to bring it all the way up to the 40-yard line. Woo!
Just about to the 40-yard line, so that gets the Minutemen. They've been deep in their own territory early in this game. 6 minutes and 27 seconds left to go here in the 1st quarter.
I'll tell you what, though, Sean, that time they ran behind Nick Barcute and Matt Schultz, and Riley, they just opened up a gigantic hole for Riley to go through.
1st and 10 from the 40. And now the Minutemen shift. Riley and Brown remain in the backfield. Gaybauer gives off to Riley, runs off left side, but he is hit immediately by Mike Betts, the 5'6", 170-pound senior for Brick Township.
You know, Sean, we talked about the height and weight advantage that Washington Township has on offense. They start 9 seniors and 2 juniors. On the front line, Township averages 6'1", 208 pounds. Brick Township, if you look at their front line and linebackers, they average 5'8", 185 pounds. That's a difference of 20 pounds per man you're talking about.
Brick Township has a couple of big ones, too. 2nd down and 8. Gaybauer on the option. This time he pitches at Damon Brown. And Brown has a first down and more.
Well, there's that option play we talked about earlier, Sean. Gabauer comes up, he reads where that defensive end goes, and he reads on what it was, and that time they pitched it to Brown, who picked up 12 yards.
Justin Gray on the tackle, but the Minutemen pick up their second first down as the ball rests now on the Brick Township 45-yard line. So the Minutemen ground game is beginning to take hold here early in the first quarter. Again, Brown right behind Gabauer, Riley to his right. He gives it to Riley, who gives it back to Scavetti up the middle. Scavetti's got some running room. He is brought down at the 20-yard line, and a flag is thrown on the play.
And Sean, it's going to be against Washington Township.
We have an illegal block
It's going to be a block
against the offense.
And they're going to call that one against Scott Rogowski for his block from his flanker position. But I'll tell you what, Scavetta sprung that wide open on that counter crisscross and picked up 22 yards, but it's going to be called back.
Yard penalty, marched off against the Minutemen for blocking below the knee.
Well, instead of a first down, Sean, deep in Brick Township territory, now it's first down. It's still in Brick Township territory, but instead of the 18, it's back at the 44-yard line.
So the Minutemen on the Brick Township 44-yard line. First and 10, Gabauer back to throw, looking. He's got a screen hitting Riley, who almost slips down. And the ball is blown dead.
Yeah, because when he caught the ball, Sean, he slipped to one knee. In high school football, when you drop to one knee, you're automatically down.
So they're going to put the ball at the Brick Township almost the 47-yard line. So it'll be second down now and about 12 yards to go for a first down.
They ran that screen pass against Cherokee a couple times. I mean, that's all Gabauer threw were a couple times.
Jargowski splits wide to the left. Scavetta in the slot to the right. Gabauer this time gives to Damon Brown, who stays on his feet, and another flag is thrown. He was brought down by number 12, Derek Glide.
What it was, Sean, when they brought him down with the face mask, so now it's going to be a penalty against Brick Township. So Damon Brown picks up 5.
So Township almost gets the yardage back that they lost on the play that Scavetti broke. Let's hear the call. Tony Meshro, and there you see him giving the signal now, as he mentioned earlier. Jargowski this time splits wide to the right. And now they shift as Scavetta goes in the slot to the left. Gabauer gives to Riley again. He gives it back to Scavetta. And this time he picks up a few yards on the play, but he's brought down by number 44, Anthony Iaculo.
What it is, Sean, they come up in their set, and then Scavetta and Headley shift they go from the right side to the left side of the field, and then they ran that counter crisscross play. That's the first time the Washington Township has set 2 men in motion to set up their offensive set, trying to throw Brick Township off a little bit.
So the ball sits now on the Brick Township 22-yard line. This drive started on the 8-yard line of the Minutemen. Second down and just about 6 yards to go for a first down. Gabauer on the pitch, back to Damon Brown, tries to cut it inside along the sidelines, where he's brought down by number 25, Iggy Torres, and Justin Gray.
And I tell you what, Sean, it looks like he's real close to that first down. What they say now, the third down marker, they have the ball spotted at about the 17.5-yard line, and that's going to be real close to the first down. I think he's going to be about a half a yard short, though, because I think he's got to get to the 17.
And now we have an official timeout, I believe. They want to be sure on where they're spotting the ball. The officials now getting things lined up. And now they're going to bring the chains out to measure. It is that close. Minutemen coached by Tom Brown, his career record 91, 27, and 3. And there's a fellow on the other side of the field, Joe, of course, Warren Wolf, the head coach of Brick Township. His career record is 227, 55, and 10. There you see the measurement, and it is that close. You can make that judgment for yourself. It looks like about a foot, foot and a half from here.
Well, you got to go for it here. It's 2 downs to make 6 inches, really. You're not looking to do anything fancy. You're just going to run the ball right up.
Still nothing. Sean O'Hara and Joe Fasali with you. We're at Washington Township, this Group 4 South Jersey sectional final. 3 minutes and 1 second left to go here in the first quarter. Minutemen ready to go. They've got about a foot, foot and a half. Brown and Riley, of course, in the backfield. You'll see them like that most of the day. Jergalski split wide to the right side, and Scavetta in the slot as he now goes in motion. Gabauer gives to Riley, and that is going to be close. He got hit behind the line of scrimmage, and now another late flag is thrown.
A real late flag. So he was hit by Anthony Iacula that time. 44 was outside linebacker. Let's hear the call down on the field.
Penalty flag on the flag.
Now, we're not able to get the call down on the field from the official. He makes the call real quick. We don't know about that. So it's a holding call nonetheless against Washington Township.
So that's going to move the ball back now to the Brick Township 29-yard, call it the 28-yard line. So it's going to be 3rd and just about 12 yards now to go. Minutemen had a foot and a half to go for a first down. Now they got 12 yards.
The ball at the Brick Township 29.
Scavetta in motion. Gabauer fakes the handoff. Running upfield, he's got some room. And it looks like he's got enough for the first down. Brought down by number 12, Derek Glide. Good play by Gabauer. He faked the handoff to Darren Riley. Kept the ball and turned it upfield. Big first down for the Minutemen as the ball now rests just inside the Brick Township 15-yard line.
And that time, Sean, Gabauer could have either kept the ball, he could have gave it to Scavetta, who was running right next to him, going down the field side by side.
Gabauer gives it to Riley, gives it back to Scavetti. Right up the middle. He gets it just outside the 10-yard line. He's brought down by Anthony Iacula and Ed Dayton.
Hey, Washington Township showing us just marching this ball down the field. That's what Tom Brown said yesterday. He says his best defense they have is their offense. As long as they can keep the ball and keep the ball out of the hands of Brick Township, well, that's what they have to do. And I mean, they've kept the ball here. There's only 1:33 to go in this first quarter, and they've got it down to about the 11-yard line.
So it's going to be 2nd down and a long 7 on the 11-yard line. Again, Scavetta now switches sides. Gabauer gives to the second back through. That's Riley, and he's hit behind the line of scrimmage that time by Len Zdanowicz, the 5'10", 210-pound senior. He had good penetration on the play, and they may even lose a yard or two.
Well, that time the guard and tackle were pulling to lead that play, but what they did, nobody touched Zdanowicz at all when they went to pull. Somebody's got to at least touch him a little bit to slow him down. He just broke through the gap and brought down Riley for a loss of 2 yards.
3rd down now and just about 10 yards to go. Jergalski split wide. Scavetta goes in motion. Gabauer fakes the pitch, tries to keep it, and he is snowed under on the 15-yard line. Ed Dayton in on the tackle. Dayton, a 6', 210-pound senior. So the Minutemen having a little trouble now. They've driven the ball from their own 8. They got down as close as the 15-yard line. And it's going to bring up a 4th down and just about 11 yards to go now.
Loss of 1 yard on that carry. 4th down, 11 yards to go.
Jergalski splits wide to the right. Scavetta in the slot. Gabauer fakes the handoff, pitches it back to Brown, who fumbles it, and the ball rolls out of bounds at the 15-yard line. So the Minutemen drive stalls on the Brick Township 15-yard line, and the Green Dragons are going to take over.
Well, that time it looked like Brown started to look upfield to where he was going to run with the ball before he had it, and it just fell out of his hands, and then it just went out of bounds. The Township there had an impressive drive going, Sean, until the last couple plays, and it stopped. And that's the end of the quarter.
That is going to be the end of the first quarter. Again with a score, 0-0. We'll be back right after this. First play beginning the second quarter, and a good carry by Mike Detata. He is going to be close to the first down. The Green Dragons have had the ball in one previous possession, did not get a first down. But Detata's run that time brings the ball out to the 25-yard line of Brick Township.
Yeah, they only had the ball for 3 plays, Sean, in that first quarter, and then they had to punt the ball away, and Township held it the rest of the time.
The ball at the 25-yard line.
So it's Velez and Detata in the backfield. Sean Scott gives the ball this time to Chris Velez, and Velez picks up a couple of yards, and he's going to have more than enough for the first down.
Well, they only had to get up to the 25, so he's up to the 28 right now, so it's going to be a first down for Brick Township. And we didn't get to see what kind of, you know, they do throw the ball a little bit. Scott's only got about 500 yards passing. His main receiver is Stefanski, but most of the time they like to run sweep plays, either to the left or to the right.
So it's 1st and 10. The ball sits just outside the 29-yard line. Scott gives it to Detata, and Detata finds some room down the sideline. He is finally knocked out of bounds by Scott Jerkowski, but a good gain for the Green Dragons and another first down.
Sure, 19-yard pickup that time by Detata, and there was that sweep play. He just went around. He went to his left that time. He goes behind Tom Kozar, and I guess if you're going to go behind somebody, that's the guy to go. He's 6'6", 275 pounds. That's the man you want to follow on a lead block.
You know, we talked beginning at the top of the show, Joe, about both teams basically playing the same kind of game. And we're seeing it so far here, the first quarter and part of the second. Both of them just keeping it on the ground. Second back through, this time some more running room for Chris Velez, and he is going to be close to another first down. Township attempted a one screen pass to Darren Riley, who actually lost yards on that play, but that's been it. But the Brick Township running game appears to have woken up here in the beginning of the second quarter.
Gain of 9 yards that carry.
Detata and Velez, you're going to see them just like you see Brown and Riley all day long. Second down and just about a foot to go. Quick snap, and Sean Scott is going to have enough for the first down. It looked kind of funny the way they started that. But it was a quick snap just between the center and the quarterback.
That's all it was. They told the line they were going to go on 3, and then as they were coming up, then Danowitz and Scott said, look, let's go on 2. They go on 2. Everyone else just stands around. They just go up and pick up more than enough for the first down. Now the ball's inside the 40 on the 39.
1st and 10 on the Washington Township 39-yard line. Coach Warren Wolf, 227, 55, and 10. He's been there for 32 years as the head coach of Brick Township, an impressive record for Warren Wolf. He's also assisted by Warren Wolf Jr. as one of his coaches. And he gives it off this time to Chris Velez, and Velez picks up a few yards on the play. Washington Township got the ball in their second possession and drove the ball down to the 20-yard line of Brick. Actually to the 15, that ended up on the 15-yard line where the ball bounced out of bounds and their drive stalled. And now Brick Township has the ball down to the Washington Township 35-yard line. Second down and just about 6 yards to go for the Green Dragons. Scott gives it to Velez, who tiptoes his way through on the left side of the line, and he's finding success over there. And that's going to be enough for another first down.
I mean, we talked earlier, Sean, that Washington Township has team speed. I'll tell you on this drive right now, Velez and Daytona look like they have some excellent speed. They're making some quick cuts in there. The ball now is on the 27-yard line.
And Joe, that left side of that line is anchored by Tom Kozar, 6'6", 275 pounds, and Matt Stefanski, 6'6", 225. Scott gives it this time to Daytona, and Daytona picks up a couple of more yards on the play before he's brought down
Number 87, Brian Scavetta on the side.
by Brian Scavetta.
Well, you know, Sean, Brick Township is coming off some big wins here toward the end of the year. They beat Brick Memorial 21-16 on their Thanksgiving Day game, which was on Saturday. And Washington Township, they're coming off a tough loss to Delsey also on Saturday, or to Deptford, their final game of the year, 14-6. So really coming into this game, if you have to look at one thing, you might say Washington Township is a little bit down coming off that loss.
Scott gives it again to Daytona, and he continues to run off that left side, picks up about 3 more yards on the play, where it's going to bring up a 3rd down, and just about a long 4 yards, we'll call it, for a 1st down.
Well, this is where the Washington Township defense has to get tough. And, you know, they changed their defense for this game, Sean. Normally they were going, remember, with a 5-2, and now they lined up in a 4-4 defense. They bring in 2 nickelbacks. Devin Burt and John Murat are starting as nickelbacks in this game, and that's something the Township hasn't used all year.
3rd and 4. Daytona and Velez split. He gives the ball this time to Velez, who goes right up the middle, and Velez gets down at the 10-yard line, where he's brought down by Darren Riley. But the Brick Township offense, the running game, is rolling right now.
Well, that time it's just a straight belly-up play right up the middle. They go behind their center, Zandanowicz, and behind Mawadi, the left guard, 5'10", 180 pounds, and the center's 5'10", 220 pounds. So they're not very tall, but they're moving Township out of the way now.
1st and 10, and they could get a 1st down, it looks like, just before the goal line. He gives the ball this time to Daytona,
Number 29,
and Daytona brought down by Damon Brown, but Daytona picks up another couple of yards. And at this point, Joe, Brick Township, with their kicker, Kurt Weibold, they have been in his field goal range for quite a while.
Oh, yeah. But the thing is, Sean, he's got the wind at his face in the end of the field they're going right now. Brick Township has the wind in their face. But the way they're driving the ball right now, they're not even thinking about field goal.
2nd down and just about 8 yards to go. Again, that'll fall just about maybe a foot shy of the goal line for a 1st down. 2nd back through, Daytona is pulled down. Good tackle made. Scott Jergowski.
Oh, he did, Sean, that
tackle, and Chris Drexel.
He ran up and just got a handful of jersey and was able to pull down Daytona. He wasn't able to get anything going.
Loss of a yard on that play.
So it's going to be 3rd down and about 9 yards to go now for the 1st down and for a touchdown. 5 minutes and 43 seconds left here in the 2nd quarter. Still no score, but Brick Township threatening. This time Sean Scott keeps it, tries to throw in the end zone. It's incomplete. Almost intercepted, and in the arms of Chris Drexel. The ball was bobbled around, and then it fell to the ground.
Well, you can see, Sean, he threw that into it. It looked like a host of blue jerseys. I didn't see a guy from Brick Township anywhere around there unless he was in toward the back of the end zone. An ill-advised throw that time by Sean Scott, and he's lucky he didn't get an interception.
Kurt Weibold. Now he's not into the game. Yes, he is. I'm sorry. He is putting the tee down. There he is.
Kurt Weibold to attempt 16-yard field goal, make it 26 yards.
26-yard attempt by Weibold. High snap. It's blocked. Blocked by the Minutemen. The ball is still rolling around, but it is blocked. There is a flag on the play.
Flag on the play.
Look at see what we'll get. Here's the call. It's against Brick Township, Sean. It's an illegal procedure call, so it wouldn't have mattered anyway. He would have had to kick it again. But that time, I'll tell you, it's a special team, Sean, that Washington Township all year long, they've they've keyed on. They've blocked 3 punts. They blocked that punt against Cherokee, and that scored their first touchdown in their first playoff game. So what Tom Brown has been keying on, they've blocked 3 punts this year, ran 2 back for touchdowns, and here they come up with a big block on that field goal attempt.
So both drives, both teams that took it deep into each other's territory, but unable to score. Township now with the ball just outside the 20-yard line. He gives the ball to Riley. A good second effort by Darren Riley. He was hit right around the line of scrimmage, but a good second effort picks up almost 8 yards on the play. He was brought down by Anthony Iaculo and Mike Ditata.
A big second effort, you're right, Sean. That time it looked like he was going to be stopped on the play short by Justin Gray, number 40, but Riley said, no way, pal, it's going to take more than an arm tackle to bring me down.
Scott Jergowski split wide to the left. Gaybauer gives to Damon Brown the first back throw, and this time he is hit immediately at the line of scrimmage. Knocked back by Ed Dayton and Len Zindanowicz.
But he picked up 1 yard, Sean. That was enough for the first down. You know, if we want to compare running backs, you're saying both teams like to run. Right now, both backs have carried the ball 6 times. For Brick Township, Ditata's got 40 yards. Valles has got 39. For Washington Township, Damon Brown's got 30 yards, while Riley's got 17. So if you're going to compare right now, I guess you're going to give the upper hand to Brick Township, but on the scoreboard, it's still 0-0.
1st and 10, Riley got just enough, as you mentioned, for the first down. Ball sits down the 32-yard line. Gaybauer fakes a handoff, and he throws, looking for Jergowski. Incomplete as he overthrows Scott Jergowski. Jergowski went down, curled out to the sideline, and then took it upfield. But Gaybauer's throw was a little long.
Well, I told you, Sean, we were down on the field earlier. I said, I think Township's going to throw the ball. They threw the ball now. It's his second pass attempt in the game. That's more than he attempted in the game against Cherokee and in the game against Paul VI that we saw. So already, Township, they may have only done it a couple times, but still, they're keeping the defense on and say, hey, we are going to throw the ball today.
So it's 2nd and 10 now. Ball inside the 32. It gives the ball to Riley. Gives it back to Scavetta, and this time he's hit immediately as he tries to cross the line of scrimmage. Number 39, Mike Martis, knocked him down initially. 5'10", 205-pound senior.
Well, Sean, that's that counter crisscross. They try and run. They try and pull the right guard and right tackle, Schultz and Burkute, and then they hand the ball to Riley, who gives it back inside to Scavetta as he's coming up. Now, against Paul VI, Scavetta had a touchdown run of 53 yards, another long run for 47 yards. In this game, he had one long run, but it was called back because of holding. They just haven't been able to break that play free yet.
3rd down and 9. Scavetta goes in motion. He fakes the pitch, and he tries to hold on to it himself, but picks up maybe a yard on the play, where he's brought down by number 56, Ed Dayton.
Well, they picked up the first down on 2 running plays, and then Brick Township tightens up. That's going to bring up a 4th down, and Township's got a punt again. There you see Tom Brown from up top in the press box, Sean. That's where he likes to call his game from. He's right above us.
Brick Township,
Iggy Torres back deep for Brick Township.
Number 79, Nick Burkute, a deep punt formation.
Nick Burkute back to punt for the Minutemen. And he gets it away. It's an end-over-end punt, and it bounces just out of bounds.
And good catch there, Sean, on the sideline by one of the Washington Township finest. One of the police officers with the stop.
So the ball is going to be placed on the 32-yard line of Brick Township. Fast-moving game here. 2 minutes and 34 seconds left in the half. We've had a couple of flags thrown, but very little passing, and as that goes, the clock has not been stopped very often. Both games sticking to the running game and basically trading field position at this point. There you see a shot of the Minuteman bench. 1st and 10 for the Green Dragons. And he gives the ball this time to Velez, who again runs off that left side of the line. He picks up about good 5 yards on the play. Again, he's running behind Tom Kozar and Matt Stefanski. Both fellows 6'6". Kozar at 275 pounds and Stefanski at 225 pounds. Both boys are seniors. They have an entire senior offensive line, the Green Dragons. 2nd down and just about 4 yards to go. Fakes the handoff to Velez. Excuse me, to Detada. Velez keeps it, and he could have enough for a first down. And it is a first down for Brick Township.
And Sean, right now, one of the players is shaken up for Washington Township, being attended to by their trainer. That's number 5, Damon Brown. And it looked like they're looking at his nose. And one of the doctors is down on the field looking at him. And I'll tell you what, if Darren Riley is hurt, that could be a big loss for Washington Township. You know, he plays their linebacking position, but he's also got tag team backfield of Damon Brown and Darren Riley. And Riley right now is being looked at. He comes into this game a little banged up. A sore shoulder from their game against Stepford.
So it's 1st and 10 for the Green Dragons on their own 45. He gives the ball this time to Mike Detada, and Detada picks up maybe a yard on the play, where he's brought down by Kevin Headley. Headley, the 6'3", 190-pound senior defensive end for the Minutemen. There's Darren Riley.
Going back in the game, they put cotton balls. He's got them in both nostrils as he went out on the field, so I guess he got a little bit of shot to the face as a bloody nose, but you're not going to keep him out of the South Jersey Finals. He said he's been dreaming of this game since he was a freshman, and there's no way he's not playing today.
2nd down and 9. Scott fakes the handoff, looks downfield, and he's got a man open at the 30-yard line, knocked out of bounds at the 25. Iggy Torres on the reception. And there's a team, Joe, that is non-known for its passing, but they fooled the Minutemen on that play.
They said the play-action pass. Tom Brown said they got to watch for the play-action pass. That's what they did. They ran. Then they ran the play-action pass, and they picked up big yardage to Iggy Torres.
Sean Scott did a good job faking the handoff and rolling left, having to throw right-handed, which is a difficult throw, but he got it to Torres. 1st and 10 at the 25-yard line. Call it the 24 of Washington Township. Scott again back to throw. He's looking, he's throwing deep, and it's incomplete, intended for Robert Collins, the 5'8", 160-pound senior for the Green Dragons.
Let's see, they're doing that play-action pass, Sean, where they fake it to the running back, and then all of a sudden you get your defensive backs getting sucked up in the run, and all of a sudden you turn around, and they got men. I mean, the men are open. They had that 30-yard completion to Torres. The men are open in the backfield, in the secondary.
50 seconds left here in the first half. Still no score. It's 2nd down and 10 from just inside the Minuteman 15-yard line. This time Detada and Velez go into the I formation. Scott gives it off to the end around, looking for some room, and he gets out of bounds to stop the clock. That was number 89, Eric Ziff, coming on the end around, and he picks up a good 7 yards on the play before he's knocked out of bounds. So that stops the clock with 42 seconds left. And Brick Township has 3rd and just about 4 yards to go for the first down.
Well, that was a very good, well-conceived play. They faked the pass and then hesitated for a couple seconds before he came around. It was almost like a Statue of Liberty play that time.
So it's 3rd and 4 now. Green Dragons, this time Scott gives it off to Detada, who finds his way up the middle, gets just about to the 10-yard line. That's going to be enough for another first down.
And Brick Township calls a quick timeout, Sean. They're going to stop the clock with that.
Number 71, Joe Marisi, also in on the side.
There you see one of the Minutemen shaken up on the play.
That's Devin Burt, Sean, number 34. He's starting in the nickelback position tonight for Tom Brown. And he took the brunt of that hit when they stopped Detada on the run.
So the clock is stopped now with 37 seconds left. And of course, Brick Township would like to punch it in for the touchdown here, but as we've mentioned, they've got Kurt Weibold. He kicked 4 field goals this year, and he is 17 of 18 in points after.
But he had one block, though, today. A 26-yard attempt was blocked by a strong rush by Washington Township.
Brick Township has been in the playoffs 9 times. They were in the first playoffs when they started in 1974. They won those. They also won titles 3 years in a row in 1981, 1982, and 1983.
Burt's coming off the field. Sean just had the wind knocked out of him what it looked like, so he's okay.
So Township, Washington Township, that is. I know we're going to have to catch ourselves a few times this game. We're used to referring to Washington Township as Township here locally, but of course both teams
You know,
Brick
Sean,
Township and Washington Township.
I'd like to mention, if everybody out there is enjoying this playoff game, the first one we've done here on Jones Intercable Channel 13, and we like to mention to the community, we like to get their input on these games. What do you think of it? Just give us a call at the station during the day, or write us a letter and send it to me, Joe Vasali, on the address you see on your screen.
1st and 10 now. The ball sits on the 12-yard line of the Minutemen. Collins goes in motion. Scott looking over the middle. It is a touchdown. A touchdown. Number 86, Matt Stefanski. And Brick Township scores first here with 32 seconds left in the half.
Well, again, they ran the ball early in this drive, and then all of a sudden they went strictly to the pass, and then they hit Stefanski with a 15-yard touchdown pass. And I'll tell you what, that was a very good drive by Brick Township, and that's how they scored in the game against Toms River, a touchdown pass to Stefanski. So they can throw the ball if they have to.
Number 58, Kurt Weibold.
Weibold will now attempt the point after.
Number 4, Sean Scott on the hold.
That kick is up. It's a strong one, and it is good.
It's good.
So Brick Township scores with 32 seconds left to go here in the first half, and they lead it. There you see it, 7-0. Interesting, Joe, to see Brick Township going to the air in the last couple of minutes of that drive against the Minutemen.
And what it was, they did it so well by having to run the ball so well. I mean, if Daytona, he's got 47 yards, Vallis got 49 yards, so that's almost 100 yards in offense on the ground. When you do that, then that's going to open up your passing game. Now, if Township was able to shut down that run, well, then that would have made it a lot easier. But right now, Township doesn't know whether Washington Township doesn't know whether Brick's going to run the ball or pass the ball, and they're caught that in between, and that's how that drive. I mean, it was an excellent drive by Brick Township.
That drive started on the Green Dragon 32-yard line. So Kurt Weibold getting ready to kick as he gets some instructions from his head coach, Warren Wolf. Back deep is Jergowski and Damon Brown. He kicks a line drive, and it bounces by Jergowski. He picks it up at his own 6-yard line. Takes it to the middle, down the sidelines. He's got some running room. Jergowski gets it to the 45-yard line, and there's a penalty flag thrown.
Number 89.
And Sean, it's going to go against Brick Township. It's going to go against Brick Township.
Brought down by Fred Warman.
Personal foul.
Let's hear the call from Tony Mescherin.
We have a dead ball, personal foul against the defense.
It's a 15-yard penalty here, Sean. So now there's 23 seconds to go, but still Washington Township's going to get the ball about the 41, 42-yard line, so they do have a chance to try something here quick.
Township with a last gasp shot here. Brick Township scoring with 32 seconds left in the half. The Minutemen have the ball on the Brick Township 41-yard line. 1st and 10. Gaybauer in there at quarterback. Riley and Brown split behind him. Officials still marking the ball. Now they're ready to go. Clock has started. 20 seconds left and winding down. Gaybauer's rolling right, back to throw. He's looking for Jergowski. It is complete on the sideline. Good catch by Scott Jergowski. He is brought down inside the 30-yard line of Brick Township.
And he got out of bounds, Sean, so it stops the clock with 12 seconds to go. That's the best part of that whole play.
12 seconds remain now. Gaybauer rolling right. It was a nice pass on the money to Jergowski.
3 yards to go. 12 seconds left in the period.
Ball sits on the 30, call it the 33-yard line of the Green Dragons. Gaybauer back to throw. This time he's rolling left. He's in trouble. And he throws it incomplete. And there is a flag down, a late flag. And I think, Joe, they're going to call him for intentional grounding.
Yep, that's what the call is, Sean. And the official down on the field, but that was a late flag.
Gaybauer rolled to his left, was in trouble. And there was no one in front of him. He couldn't get much on the ball, so he just tried to unload it. And he gets called for intentional grounding. 6 seconds left to go here in the first half.
So it's also lost it down. So now it's going to be a third down. At this point, it really doesn't matter what down it is because there's only 6 seconds to go. So they're going to just, it'll be one last Hail Mary pass. But it'll be interesting to see. I'll tell you what, Sean, we talked to Tom Brown earlier, and everybody says it. If either one of these teams found themselves down, it was by a touchdown. That's not that much, but anything more than a touchdown, the way you run the ball, and you're not used to passing it, it's going to be tough to come back.
The ball on loss of down.
So the ball is going to be now on the Washington Township 49-yard line.
21 yards.
Scavetta and Jorgowski. Jorgowski splits wide to the right. Scavetta in the slot. And Gaybauer hands off to Damon Brown, so the Minutemen are going to be happy at this point just to go into the locker room.
That's the end of the first half with a score.
Down by a score of 7-0. We're going to be back for the beginning of the second half in just a couple of moments.
Northeast goal.
Washington Township will be kicking off to start the second half. And Joe, you have some statistics, I should say,
Sure,
for the first half.
Right now, it looks, the statistics show exactly why Brick Township is in front 7-0. The Dada's got 9 carries for 47 yards. Valles has 49 yards on 8 carries. So total rushing offense, they picked up 106 yards on 20 carries. And Scott is 2 for 4 for 45 yards and 1 touchdown. Total offense for Brick Township, 151 yards. Now, if you look at Washington Township, it shows why they're down 6-0. Brown only has 33 yards on 7 carries. Riley has 17 yards. Their total offense is 70 yards. The rushing is 20 carries for 66 yards, and Brick Township has 20 carries for 106 yards. There's 40 yards different, and that's why Brick Township is in front. They're controlling the ball.
Brick Township scoring near the end of the first half. Stefanski with that touchdown grab. Point after was good, and Brick Township leads it right now 7-0. There you see the Green Dragons across the way. Both teams vying for the South Jersey Group 4 championship.
Well, Sean, we talked about it during the halftime. We had a little bit of a break. We were watching the Washington Township band perform. We said if Brick Township comes down, or I said it, if they come down and score here, Washington Township could be in trouble. And then you asked me the question if Steve Miswich could be in the game. And I'll tell you what, I think if they do get down by 14 points, they might bring him in because he has the stronger arm to throw the ball.
Yeah, the Brick Township defense held their opponents to 67 points this year. So they're showing why they were such a good defensive team this season, holding the Minutemen to 0 points here at halftime.
You know, Washington Township, Sean, did come back in that game against Rancocas Valley. They were down 12-0 in halftime, and they came back and scored 30 unanswered points to win that game. They have their backs to the wall here in the championship for the Group 4 South Jersey title. They're down 7-0, and it's a little soon to say their backs are against the wall, but it's close.
Tim Huckle will be kicking off for the Minutemen. It's a short kick as it falls just inside the 30-yard line. And it's finally knocked down, a fumble, and the Minutemen recover.
This is the break Washington Township could be looking for, Sean.
Matt Stefanski picked the ball up. It was a short kick. Got it to the 30, almost 35-yard line. Fumbled the ball, and the Minutemen recover here to open the beginning of the second half. Gaybauer still in there at quarterback. And the Minutemen were in the locker room, Joe, a long time at halftime. They just came out with about a minute to go before the beginning of this third quarter. Brick Township had already been out here a few minutes. Scavetti in motion. Gaybauer gives to Darren Riley. He's hit immediately.
This could be the break, Sean, that Washington Township needed. They got that. It's a big momentum turner here. It's almost like scoring as you go into halftime. You get a fumble on the opening kickoff the second half. But now Washington Township offense must capitalize here. They got to put it in the end zone to tie this ball game up.
Offense had one drive in the first half, but that was it. It stalled at around the 15-yard line. Second down and 9 now for the Minutemen. Gabauer hands off this time to Damon Brown, and he gets up to the
Number 4, Damon Brown.
25-yard line of Brick Township.
Number 64, Mike Beck. On the foul below number 42, Chris Millett.
Surprisingly enough, before the game, I think it was felt that the Minutemen really had the advantage if it came to a passing game, but so far, Brick Township has shown a lot more passing. In fact, that's how they scored their touchdown than the Minutemen have. Third down and just about 5 yards to go. Jergalski split wide to the right. Gabauer fakes a handoff. He's looking to throw to Jergalski.
There's a penalty flag, Sean. That's pass interference.
And there is a flag down.
So that's what it's going to be. It's going to be against, and let's get onto the field for the call.
25. Pass interference defense.
That's what it was, Sean. It was pass interference. The ball was there. Jergalski could have caught that ball, but it was pass interference, and now Township gets another break.
Let's see where they're going to move the ball.
Interference against Brick.
Gabauer attempting only his 4th pass of the game. And that is going to move the ball down now to the, looks like the 13-yard line of Brick Township. So the Minutemen come out here at the beginning of the 3rd quarter, and they're now threatening. They trail at 7-0. 1st and 10 Minutemen. Brown directly behind Gabauer. Darren Riley to his right. Scavetti in the slot to the left. Gabauer hands up to Riley, back to Scavetti. And he is tripped up by number 64, Mike Betts, the 5'6", 170-pound senior for the Green Dragons.
Well, Sean, they're trying that counter crisscross again, but I'll tell you what, Brick Township is just playing that play to perfection as if they know exactly what to do, and they're playing it just that way right now. That's been the bread and butter play for Washington Township all years, that counter crisscross, but they've got nothing out of it today.
Jergalski now split wide to the left side. Gabauer quick pitches to Damon Brown, tries to go left, and he has to cut it back in. He picks up maybe a couple of yards, but excellent pursuit by the Brick Township defense.
Picked up about 4 yards, so it's going to bring down a 3rd down now, Sean. The ball spotted on about the 11-yard line, so this is, again, a big 3rd down play. I was a little surprised, Sean, in the opening of the 2nd half. They used that freshman kicker to kick off the ball instead of Mike Rago, who's been kicking off for him, or Mark Rago.
The ball to the 11-yard line.
So 3rd down and about 7 yards to go for a 1st down. Jergalski splits wide to the wide side of the field. And now Scavetta goes in motion. The handoff is to Darren Riley, and he picks up about 3 to 4 yards on the play. He's going to be a couple of yards shy of the 1st down.
Well, it's a big call here, Sean. Early in the 2nd half, it's going to bring up a 4th down and about 5 yards. The ball looks like it's spotted on about the 8-yard line. They have to get down to the 3, and they're definitely going to go for it here, Sean.
He's got just about, not quite 4 yards to go for the 1st down. 4th down call. Let's see what they do here. Gabauer pitches back to Brown. He's got some room. Still on his feet. And he is knocked out of bounds at the 2-yard line, but it looks like he has enough for a 1st down.
Oh, sure, Sean, but the big thing is right now, Sean, he's shaking up down on the field. There you see a shot of him. That's Damon Brown. Shaking up. It looked like he took a big hit at the very end of that, and it is a 1st down. 1st down and goal, but an excellent play on that option play again by Gabauer. Pitch it to the last minute to Damon Brown, who took it outside, almost got it in the end zone, but right now the focus is Damon Brown, who's down on the sideline.
And Joe, looking at Gabauer as he was calling the signals, it looked like he was attempting to draw Brick Township offside. He looked like he was trying his hardest, but they weren't going to bite. And he ended up running the play, and Damon Brown on a clutch run picks up a 1st down for the Minutemen.
It's on the 2-yard line, and Sean, there's an official timeout right now. Number 99 is in the game for Washington Township. That's Wyatt Wilson, and we talked about that earlier. He's in there when they have a double tight end situation. He has to wear 99 instead of his normal 77, and Damon Brown is up and walking off this field.
So Brown is on the sideline. There you see him just at the bottom of your screen. He appears to be okay. Back down on the field now. It's 1st and goal for the Minutemen from the 2. Gabauer hands off to Darren Riley, who tries to dive in. He's in for the score. Touchdown, Darren Riley. And the Minutemen get on the scoreboard here with 8 minutes and 10 seconds left to play in the third quarter.
And that's what they had to do, Sean. They needed some kind of momentum turner, and they got it by picking up that turnover on the opening kickoff of the second half, and then they just marched it down the throat of the Green Dragons, and then we finally got to hear the cannon. All day long we've been waiting to hear it. Ben DeMonico let it off for Washington Township, and now Township is in the game at 7-6.
We'll see now the Minutemen lining up. Looks like they're going for two here. Scavetta, Damon Brown, and Riley in a power eye right. Gabauer fakes the handoff. He's rolling left, looking in the end zone, and it's going to be picked off by, looks like, Chris Velez. So the two-point conversion is no good by the Minutemen, and Brick Township holds on. They lead at 7-6.
Well, again, he rolls out to his left. He's a right-handed quarterback. Then he stops and he has to throw it across his body into the end zone and against the wind. But still, Washington Township, they've got on the scoreboard now. They showed that they can score on this Brick Township team. They make it 7-6. So we said that Washington Township needed to score early to get back in this ballgame. They did just that.
So 8 minutes and 10 seconds left now here in the third quarter. Minutemen on the scoreboard, 7-6. Brick Township holds on to it as a knockdown, or I should say, pickoff. The attempted two-point conversion pass by Dave Gabauer. Again, as you mentioned, Joe, Gabauer trying to run left, was under pursuit and really couldn't step up and put anything on the ball. And it kind of fluttered aimlessly and was picked off by Chris Velez.
But that time it also, Washington Township was able to run the ball there toward the end. You know, they had shut down, Brick Township had shut down the run earlier in the first half. And now on that drive, Township went. A 4th down and 5 play. On that option play, Gabauer pitched to Damon Brown. He picked up 5 yards for the first down, and then they scored the touchdown on the next play.
Iggy Torres and Mike Tatata back deep for Brick Township. Tim Huckle kicks the ball. It's a short kick. Gets to the 25, where it's picked up by Torres. Good second effort by Torres, but he's finally snowed under at the 33-yard line of the Green Dragons. So Brick Township again will try to establish some momentum, as it's been all Minutemen here early in the third quarter. Brick Township received the kickoff, and on the ensuing kickoff fumbled the ball. The Minutemen recovered, and they took advantage of that turnover as they score a touchdown on Damon Riley's 2-yard run. Sean Scott gives it off to Tatata, and Tatata runs along the line, picks up a couple of yards on the play. It'll be second down and just about 8 yards to go.
They ran the ball with success in that first half. Tatata picking up 47 yards. Valles picking up 49. Scott had 4 yards on a keeper, and Ziff had 6 on an end around. So they can run the ball. And that'll be interesting to see if Coach Jerry Tarashi for Washington Township, he's their defensive coach, if he's made the adjustments here at the second half to shut down that run.
2nd and 8, Scott. Now gives it to the wingback coming around. That's number 89, Eric Ziff. And Zipp picks up about 3 yards on the play. It looks like it's going to be third down and make it 4 yards to go for a first down. Ball sitting on the 40-yard line of Brick Township. It'll be interesting to see, Joe, if the Minutemen have made some defensive adjustments, because Brick Township was very successful at the end of the second quarter there, running the ball right up the middle and to the right side of their offensive line.
Sure, I mean, that's where you're going behind your guy, 6'6", 275.
Gives the ball to Tatata, and this time he's brought down right at the line of scrimmage. Wyatt Wilson, number 99. Good tackle by Wilson, good penetration. It's going to be 4th and 3.
40-yard line.
And it appears that Brick Township is going to punt the ball away. Scott Jurgowski is going to be back to receive the punt. There you see a shot of some of the Washington Township cheerleaders. A big crowd here. There you can see it. Part of the stands there on the home field side. A short kick. A short kick. It bounces to the 48-yard line where it's down by Brick Township. Not a good kick by Kurt Weibold.
point. We're down to
It looked like they were so worried about Sean Washington Township coming in and blocking. They're saying, I got this guy, I got this guy, I got this one. And they ended up kicking it about 15, 20 yards. You have to worry about kicking the ball. The punter doesn't have to worry about blocking somebody. He was telling everybody who to block on that. You should just kick the football. Don't worry about who's going to block who.
So the Minutemen now start on their own 48-yard line. And the give is to Riley, and he's got some room up right tackle. He picks up almost 5 yards on the play.
Karen Riley on the carry.
Well, it's going to be second and 5 yards to go for a first down.
Well, that's what they did in the game against Cherokee, Sean. Everybody was keying on Damon Brown, and that's why Riley picked up 116 yards in that game against the Chiefs and Cherokee. Off those off-tackle plays, off-guard plays right up the middle.
5 yards on that play.
Second and 5, 5 minutes and 2 seconds left here in the third quarter. Gaybauer gives again to Riley. He tries the left side, and this time he's going to lose some yardage as he was hit immediately.
Well, that time they tried to go around the left side of the line, nothing doing there. Martis was in on the tackle. 5'10", 205-pound senior. I'll tell you, senior-led team on Brick Township on defense. They start 9 seniors, 1 junior, and 1 sophomore.
So third down now. They've got about 7 yards to go for the first down. Jergalski again, split wide. They've been in the same formation almost all day. Fumble, and it's recovered by Brick Township.
Sure, they hit Gaybauer just as he went to pitch the ball, Sean, and he fumbled it, and Brick Township now is going to get a big turnover, and they get it first down at 10 inside Washington Township territory on the 42.
Anthony Iacola recovers the fumble, and Gaybauer, as you mentioned, hit just as he was attempting to pitch the ball back. And Anthony Iacola, the 5'8", 165-pound sophomore, recovers for Brick Township. So Township again gets the ball back on the 43-yard line of Washington Township. Scott fakes a handoff. He's back to throw. He's got a man deep, and it is complete and caught. He is going to take it in for the touchdown. Iggy Torres. A clutch catch. It was thrown short by Scott, but Torres came back, pulled the ball in, and took it all the way for the touchdown.
Sure, Sean, that time Damon Brown was right there. The ball was underthrown. Torres stopped, turned around, and went back for the ball. Brown kept running, and Torres picked up and then went the other 15 yards untouched. 43-yard touchdown pass, and just that quick, Township is down.
43 yards and a touchdown.
Weibold will be tempting the point after.
Kurt Weibold to try the point after. Sean Scott to hold.
And it is blocked by the Minutemen. Good penetration made by, it looked like Damon Brown got in there to block the point after.
That's a very big point after. Now instead of a 14-6 game and you're down by 8, you're still only down by a touchdown and an extra point at 13-6. But still, again, they ran that play action pass. The Green Dragons instead of Brick Township. They sucked up the defensive backs. They caught Damon Brown. The ball was underthrown, but Torres went back for it, caught it, and went in for the touchdown.
So Brick Township, again, the team that was least expected to throw the ball this game, has scored both touchdowns by way of the air. Iggy Torres, a 43-yard pass reception for a touchdown. Green Dragons lead it 13-6. 3 minutes and 53 seconds left here to play in the third quarter. Sean O'Hara and Joe Fasali with you. Hope you're enjoying it. We've got a big crowd. Wind is still swirling a bit. It is pretty good conditions to play for football.
The kickoff for Brick, number 58, Kurt Weibold. Deep for the Minutemen.
Weibold will be kicking off. And we saw him at halftime, Joe. He was booming him, taking a couple of steps from the 40 and putting him at the goal line and into the end zone.
He's got the wind on his back here too, Sean.
He gets it up. It's a good one. There you see it at about the 2-yard line where Jergalski takes it. He's heading to the left side of the field where he's brought down just about at the 20-yard line. Kurt Weibold in on the tackle for Brick Township. So the Minutemen get the ball now, 1st and 10
Ball out to the 21-yard line.
on their 20-yard line. 3 minutes and 47 seconds left in the third quarter. So the Minutemen came out and scored to start the third quarter, and now they find themselves down by a touchdown again on that Brick Township TD. Gabauer, quick pitch. Damon Brown tries to run to the left side, to the right side of the Washington Township.
Number 41, Robert Collins.
Line picks up maybe a couple of yards on the play. He is running behind Nick Burkut and Matt Schultz. Burkut, a 6'3", 215-pound senior, and Matt Schultz, a 6 foot, 195-pound junior. Gabauer back to throw, looking for Jergalski, but throws it 5 yards short of Jergalski. Jergalski is running down about 10 yards and running an out pattern, but the ball was underthrown.
Sure, he's going off the line of scrimmage, like you said, about 10 yards and just cutting it out to the sideline. And Gabauer trying a little protected roll out there. He's pulling a guard with him and trying to get it upfield, but Gabauer just doesn't have the arm strength right now to throw against that wind to get the ball upfield. Now it's going to bring up a 3rd down and long.
The wind is blowing pretty much from right to left as you look at it on the screen. Almost from the caddy corner of the field. Gabauer back to throw again, tries a screen to Riley. He's got some blocking in front of him. Riley finding some yardage down the sideline. He's still on his feet. He's got one man. And he's brought down inside the 20-yard line. Tackled by number 41, Robert Collins. But Darren Riley, good second effort. And a big play for the Minutemen.
52-yard screen pass, Sean. I mean, he caught it right off the line of scrimmage, and it was all Riley. He took it up that sideline, got a couple of key blocks, cut it back inside, and with his speed, it's going to take somebody to bring him down. He's got the size and speed to bring him down of a linebacker, and a long pickup, a big pickup there for Washington Township.
So 1st and 10, the ball is spotted on the 22-yard line of Brick Township.
The ball to 23.
Gabauer hands to Riley, back to Scavetta, who skips over the middle and picks up about 3 to 4 yards on the play, where he's brought down by Chris Velez. Justin Gray also in on the stop for the Green Dragons. Ball now sitting on the 18-yard line of Brick Township. Call it 2nd and 6 for the Minutemen. Jergalski splits wide to the left side of the field. And Scavetta goes in motion. Gives the ball again to Riley. He plunges forward for a couple of yards before he's brought down by Ed Dayton.
Number 39, Mike Martis, and number 50.
Mike Martis.
If you're Washington Township, Sean, this is the drive you got to try and get some kind of points. Brick Township just scored on a big, long play. You just ran off a big 52-yard pass play yourself. It's now 3rd down. I think they've got to go for it on even 4th down if they don't make it on this play. You got to try and get some kind of points to try and answer back Brick Township.
3rd and a long 3 for the Minutemen. Gabauer hands to Riley, who lunges up the middle, and it looks like he's got enough for the 1st down.
That time it was just a simple all-tackle play. He takes the ball, he'll go behind Mark Wechter and Chris Drexel. Drexel, 6'3", 220 pounds. That's what they want to do. They pick up the 1st down. The ball's on the 11.
Ball on the 11-yard line now. 1 minute even left to play here in the third quarter. The Minutemen trail by a score of 13 to 6. Jergalski splits wide to the left. Scavetta now goes in motion. Gabauer again to Riley, and again Riley goes right up the middle and picks up a couple of more yards. And Joe, it appears at this point that Tom Brown is saying Brick Township's going to have to stop that play. We're going to keep on running it.
It looks, it certainly does. They ran the same play they picked up the 1st down on. They only picked up 2 or 3 yards. The important thing is this is against the wind, and there's only 27 seconds to go, and then they're going to switch ends of the field, and Township's going to have the wind at their back for the remainder of this game.
22 seconds left here in the third quarter. This will most likely be the last play of the quarter. Gaybauer gives to Riley, who runs off the left, stays on his feet. Second effort, touchdown! Darren Riley, what a second effort.
There was no way he was going to be stopped on that play, Sean, and not with Chris Drexler leading the way. He pulled us from the center, and also they pulled the guard on that play, Matt Schultz and Nick Burkute, and he went 8 yards, almost untouched, and they were going to have to drag him down with a tank if they were going to stop him. Riley was not going to be denied there.
And now the all-important, there you see Tom Brown up on top of the press box, and there's that crowd we're talking about. So the 8-yard run by Darren Riley, the Minutemen again going for the 2 points. Fumble pitch. And again, they are going to be denied. Gaybauer pitched the ball, but it was a low pitch. I'm not sure if Brown or Riley had an eye on that ball, Joe.
Well, I tell you what, I know somebody who's not very pleased with that call right now. That's Tom Brown. Sean, I know you just, you can't, I don't know how we can describe this on TV, but you just felt this press box shape. That was Tom Brown upstairs stamping his, you can hear him stamping his feet up top. He's right above us in the press box, and he is just going nuts what's going on up there. There you see him, and he was not happy at all with that call. And you know who I feel sorry for is Nancy McMullen, Sean, because she's our cameraman up there, and she's got to stand next to Coach Brown. And she said he was just going nuts at some of the plays in the first half.
There you see Tom Brown in the red jacket up there, really frustrated. They have failed twice now on the attempted 2-point conversions.
But they answered back that Brick Township touchdown. That's what, if you're a championship team, that's what you got to do. You got to answer back when your opposing team scores. And Township with an excellent 80-yard drive with the wind in their face, and they scored. And they're down right now within just 1 point of this ball game.
7 seconds. There you see an indication of some of the wind we've been talking about as the ball blows off the tee. And Brick Township is playing up a lot closer now, as they have got Iggy Torres and Mike DeTata sitting on the 25-yard line. Tim Huckle again trying to put the ball on the tee. He may have to be assisted by someone to hold that ball down. He'll try it again. The wind is almost blowing to his face, kind of blowing diagonally across the field. And the kick is away. And it's going to go out of bounds, a short kick, as it goes to the 33-yard line of Brick Township.
So I think they're going to get the ball on the 35. I believe that's what the high school rules state. Or they're going to have them kick again. Let's see. Let's go call.
We have illegal procedure against the kicking team, kicking the ball out of bounds. They will re-kick.
They're going to re-kick it is what the call is. And Sean, we'll have this little bit of a chance. We like to tell the people out there that we hope they're enjoying this game, and a little bit later on in the game we're going to tell them we want to hear some of their comments. We want to get some feedback from the people out there on what you think about our coverage of the local sports and everything we do here at Channel 13, and we're going to give you our phone number and our address, and we want to hear from you, and give you an extra added incentive, Sean. The first 10 people to write me a letter saying how they feel about this game, I'm going to send them a wrestling poster I got.
All right, Tim Huckle is going to try to kick the ball again, this time from the 35-yard line. He's kicking into a pretty good wind right now. And he gets a decent kick away. Sends DeTata back to the 30-yard line, right up the middle. DeTata almost breaks through the middle of that line before he's dragged down. It looked like Darren Riley, tripped him up.
1 second to go on the clock.
So Brick Township with the ball on their own 44-yard line, and that's going to end the third quarter with the score. And now we're going to hold up a second. And now they are going to change it. So there you see it, the score. Brick Township 13, Washington Township 12. We'll be back for the beginning of the fourth quarter right after this. Beginning of the fourth quarter, the season is down to this. Sean Scott hands off to DeTata, and he is hit immediately at the line of scrimmage Matt Schultz, good penetration. The
Sean,
6 foot, 195-pound junior for the Minutemen.
as we were taking that break at the end of the third quarter, we saw Washington Township holding up one hand with 4 fingers. They said all year long, every time they get to this point, the fourth quarter belongs to Washington Township. They did it again in the Cherokee game. They did it here again. They let the people know fourth quarter is ours. If they're in the ball game heading into the fourth quarter, they're going to win it. And that big stop right there may just be what Washington Township needs to do.
Second down and 10 now. The ball rests on the 45-yard line of Brick Township. Scott fakes a pitch one direction, comes to Daytona to the right side, and he is brought down by Brian Scavetta from behind. Good open field pursuit by Scavetta.
And Daytona says he brought down by the face mask. He got up and the official said, hey, he brought me down by the face mask. From our vantage point, it just looked like an outstanding play by Scavetta.
So that brings up a third down and 9 now for the Green Dragons. Minutemen showing good defense here. It appeared that Brick Township had found a weakness in that Washington Township line on a couple of their drives. We'll see what happens now. Ball rests on the 46 of the Green Dragons. Scott back to throw, and it is incomplete. Intended for Iggy Torres, but there's a flag on the field.
I think the penalty is going to be against Brick Township. I believe. Here's the call.
We have a dead ball, illegal procedure against White going into the neutral zone.
Now, Sean, if that's an illegal procedure penalty against Brick Township, the play shouldn't count. They shouldn't even start the play if it's an illegal procedure call. That would have to be before the play even got off. So it would be 5 yards plus the down over again.
Procedure on the offense.
Well, they did mark it off 5 yards.
It's still the same.
They never said it.
It is still third down.
Okay.
Still third down. Third down and 14 to go. The ball sits just outside the Green Dragons' 41-yard line. Big play here for Brick Township. Scott again fakes a handoff. He's looking deep, and it is incomplete. Broken up by Jim Taborn.
That time Stefanski was out there, Sean, along with number 41, Robert Collins. They were both in the same route where they run the ball. It looked like somebody ran a wrong route, and the ball was there, but an excellent defensive play by Washington Township, and they're going to get the ball back here in excellent field position.
And we also spoke, Sean Scott is now throwing really into that wind as he was trying to do just then, and it affected his pass as Collins was open initially. Kurt Weibel fumbles the snap, almost blocked, and it hits the back of one of the Green Dragons, and now there are 2 flags thrown. Let's see what this is going to be.
Well, now, the first official said there was no flag on the play. You know what it may be? There may be an illegal unsportsmanlike play against Brick Township because the punter looked like he was dead the way he was laying on the field. Let's go down to the field and get the call.
We have a kicking interference against the white team.
That was a long explanation for whatever the call was.
On the return of the kick.
So it's going to be against Brick Township on the return. Let's see where the ball is going to end up now. It hit the back of one of the Green Dragons who was right around the 45-yard line of the Minutemen, and that's where the ball is now. They're going to mark it off. And it's going to be placed at the 39-yard line of Brick Township.
If it sounds like we're shouting, it's because we are. The players on the field are acting like cheerleaders, and they're getting this crowd really fired up here at Washington Township, and they get the ball deep in Brick Township territory on the 39-yard line.
First and 10 for the Minutemen. Jergalski splits wide to the left, right side. We've got 9 minutes and 54 seconds left in the game. Washington Township trails by 1. They give to Darren Riley, and he goes over the middle before he's brought down
Number 60, Fred Warman on the stop.
by number 60, Fred Warman on the tackle for the Green Dragons.
Tell you what, Sean, they've got me fired up. My heart's pumping away. I'm ready to go play some football down there. This is what it's all about. It's coming down to the final 9 minutes of the game. It's going to decide the South Jersey Group 4 championship, and you're seeing it right here on Jones Intercable.
2nd down and 7. Dragowski to the short side of the field. Backs are split. He gives the ball to Darren Riley, who was hit first. And a good second effort by Riley. It looks like he gets it back to the line of scrimmage.
No fumble.
And there may have been a fumble there, but they're calling the ball dead. And they're placing it at the 37-yard line of Brick Township. So they're going to be faced with still a 3rd down and a long 7 to go for the first down. But remember now, Washington Township does have the wind to their back. They'll have it, of course, for the remaining portion of this game. Gaybauer back to throw. He's looking, setting up a screen. Riley comes back for it, but he is hit immediately by number 64, Mike Betch. They really read that screen pass, Joe, as they penetrated well and waiting for Darren Riley almost to catch the ball. Betch was there immediately.
Lost 9 yards on that screen pass that time. They were trying to set it up, but Riley got tangled up with the defensive flow that time. It couldn't get free, and it was almost an ill-advised throw by Gaybauer, but still, very luckily, it could have been intercepted there.
Nick Burkut is going to punt the ball for Township. A high snap, a slow snap, I should say. Not a great kick. Let's see what kind of bounce he gets. He gets a good bounce. And it's going to be down on the 18-yard line of Brick Township. 7 minutes and 37 seconds left in the game. Group 4 South Jersey sectional final. We're at Washington Township. And Brick Township leads it by 1, 13-12. Sean O'Hara and Joe Fasali with you here at Washington Township. Hope you're enjoying it. There you see Tom Brown up atop the press box. As you mentioned earlier, Joe, he is not down on the field with his team. He likes to be up top.
He says he can get a better feel for the game up there. All the years he was an assistant coach, and I guess you're not going to argue with a guy who's won 5 titles in 11 years of coaching.
So Brick, 1st and 10 from their 18. Scott pitches the ball to Daytata. Tries to come around the right side and picks up about 5 yards on the play.
Now, Brick Township, this is a very important drive for them, Sean. The time now, it's inside 7 minutes to go, and the way they run the ball with a run control offense, if they can get two or three first downs here, they may be able to run this clock out, even though there's a lot of time left. But if they can pick up the first downs on the ground, you know they're not going to put the ball in the air. I wouldn't put the ball in the air.
There's a shot of Warren Wolf, head coach at Brick Township for 32 years. 2nd down and about 7. This time he fakes the give to Robert Collins coming around. Collins stays on his feet before he finally is brought down by Matt Schultz.
It was a good play on the part of Brick Township, but Washington Township was too slow of a play, and they were able to string it out along the sideline. They weren't able to get the yardage. They did pick up 2, brings up a 3rd and 5, but that's not what Warren Wolf wanted on that play.
Bringing up a critical situation now. It's 3rd down and 5, just about 6 minutes left in the game. Brick Township, again, has the ball, has the wind blowing in their face. If they get this first down, they can try to start to think about controlling the clock. Township, on the other hand, needs to stop them down here and try to get possession one more time. Collins goes in motion. Quick pitch to Daytata. He tries to run right, and he is snowed under. He picks up maybe a yard, perhaps.
Now, you know who that play was made by, Sean, and a lot of people aren't going to see it. That play was made by Damon Brown, because what he did, he came up from his defensive back position and made him cut inside. They wanted to run outside with that ball. They made it cut it back in, and that's where Riley and Matt Schultz, the linebackers there, were able to stop it. So Damon Brown stopped that play.
Good pursuit by the Minutemen. 5 minutes and 22 seconds left now. And now the Minutemen want to call their first time out. They want to get some things together here.
Well, I know I mentioned earlier, we want to get your comments from you, the viewers out there that you see on your screen right now. We have the phone number where you can call us at Jones Intercable. Let us know what you think, and also our address. Feel free to send a letter to me, Joe Vasari, the sports director, to Jones Intercable, and let us know what you think about what we're doing here at this football game and all of our local programming on Channel 13. We're for you, the community out there, and we can only get better by your comments.
And we also like to say hello to the viewers in the Brick Township area. Hope they're going to enjoying this telecast as well. It's a good one. As we mentioned, coming into this game, both teams are just about identical in the way they play. And we've seen it here so far. They're separated by just 1 point. There you see it, 13-12. The Green Dragons holding on to a 1-point lead in a very interesting situation. We've got 5 minutes and 21 seconds left. 4th and about 4 yards to go. The Green Dragons, if they punt, will be punting into the wind. Kurt Weibold is back to punt for the Green Dragons.
We'll see if Washington Township's going to try and block this one, Sean.
Low snap to Weibold. He gets it away. It is not a good kick. As it goes end over end and goes out of bounds.
See, Sean, I don't want to criticize a head coach, but I'll tell you what, all this thing that the Brick Township, they try and jump up to get Washington Township offside, that's got to affect your timing on a kick like that, and that's the second bad kick they've had on a punt.
So the Minutemen get the ball on the Brick Township 39-yard line with 5 minutes and 16 seconds left in the game.
Well, they got it on the 39.
Looks like if the Minutemen are going to do anything, Joe, they're going to have to do it now.
They got it on the 39 last time, and they weren't able to do anything. They had to punt it away on 3 plays.
Gaybauer rolling right to pass. He's looking deep for Jarkowski. He's open. Jarkowski is brought down at the 1-yard line, but there's a penalty flag on the play.
Sean, I think it's going to come back. I think it's against. Here's the call. Let's go to the field for the call. An illegal use of the hand, Sean. They blocked a holding call against Washington Township, and man, that is a heartbreaker. You get an outstanding pass from Gaybauer down to Jarkowski. Just went on a fly pattern. That's all he did. Went deep, I'll get you the ball, and that's what it was.
Gaybauer put the ball where it had to be, and Jarkowski had Iggy Torres beat, and he pulled it in. Torres able to bring him down at the 1-yard line, but it's all for naught. Tony Mesherin making the call there.
15-yard penalty there, Sean. 10-yard penalty.
10-yard penalty, so now it's going to be 1st and 20. The ball sits on the Brick Township 49-yard line. And exactly 5 minutes left in the game. Darren Riley right up the middle, picks up a good 4 yards on the play. Gets it up to the 45-yard line of Brick Township.
Second team.
Before he's brought down by Eric Zipp. 4 minutes and 42 seconds left. The clock continues to wind down. And again, that pass assisted by the wind, which is blowing again. There you see it at the back of Washington Township. So they are with the wind right now, which has got to help them for any passes. Scavetta in motion, and he throws it incomplete, looking for Kevin Headley. But Headley was well guarded by Robert Collins for the Green Dragons. And that's going to bring up now a 3rd down.
And I would think it's almost another passing situation. It's 3rd down and 16 to go. The ball spotted on the 45-yard line of Brick. Washington Township, Sean, they've had the opportunities here in the second half. The last 2 times they started the ball on the 39-yard line of Brick. But that holding call, and I'll tell you, it'd be a shame if that holding call cost them the championship.
Riley and Brown in the backfield. The season is coming down to this last possession for the Minutemen. Gaybauer with a delayed handoff up the middle. Damon Brown looking for running room. And he is going to be just short. It looks like about a yard short of the first down.
Sean, it was an excellent call. Delayed handoff. They handed it in. They got after it. But what he did, he picked up 15 yards, and then he started going east and west instead of north and south. Go upfield when you have the ball. I know you don't want to say this, but he went a long way around it. He would have had the first down. Now it's going to bring him a 4th down and 1.
4th down and 1. 3 minutes and 45 seconds left. The clock continues to wind down. This could be the play of the season for the Minutemen. They make it. They continue to hold on to the ball. They miss it, and it could be the end of the game and the season for the Minutemen. Gaybauer hands off to Riley to Scavetta, and he's thrown for a loss. Brought down by Daytata, and number 72 for Brick Township, Tom Kozar. A clutch play for Brick Township as they throw it for a loss. They have run that play, the Minutemen have, quite a few times this game, and Joe, that time the Green Dragons were waiting for it.
You see a quiet Washington Township crowd, and on the other side of the field, Brick Township is just ecstatic. There's that counter crisscross, and they've shut it down all game long. They ran it successfully the first couple times, but since then it's been, Brick Township has just shut that down like they're reading a book.
3 minutes and 3 seconds left. Scott hands off to Velez. Velez, following his blockers, stays on his feet. He's got enough for a first down, and he almost broke it.
He picked up 11 big yards that time. That's the first time he's carried the ball, Sean, in this second half.
Brought down by Darren Riley, and if he didn't bring him down, Joe, he was off to the races. Dotado got a big first down, and they get a couple more of those. And it's going to be game time for Brick Township. 2 minutes and 36 seconds left. 1st and 10, the ball just inside midfield on the Washington Township side. Scott. And Daytata on the carry. Excuse me, that was Velez on the carry. Picks up about 4 yards on the play.
And there's an injured player
now
down
there's a shaken up Minuteman on the field.
That's Kevin Headley, Sean, number 81. He comes into this game with a sore right shoulder. And I tell you, at this point in the ball game, Sean, it looks like Washington Township, they need a turnover. It's 2:11 to go. 2nd down and 8, the ball on the 46-yard line. 2nd down and 6. But Township needs a turnover here if they're going to have a chance of winning this ball game.
Kevin Headley comes off the field. John Murad checks in to replace Headley. And the situation now with 2 minutes and 11 seconds left. The Minutemen trail by 1, 13-12. The ball sits on the 46-yard line of the Minutemen. A big defensive play, 4th and 1. The Minutemen get stopped by the Green Dragons, a clutch play for their defensive squad. And unless the Minutemen get the ball back, that's going to be all she wrote. Chris Velez runs off the left side, cuts it back, and stays on his feet. There's a flag on the play.
It's going to come back, so it's going to be a holding, I believe, against Brick Township. It was thrown in the interior of the line. Let's go to the field for the call.
Flag on the play. Holding against Brick Township.
72.
We're going to bring it back, so that's a little bit of a break that Washington Township needs, but still, Sean, there's only 1:41 to go. Township needs to get some kind of turnover, I still think, to win this ball game, Sean.
Township with 2 remaining timeouts.
Back 15-yard penalty.
The ball sits now on the Brick Township 44-yard line.
44-yard line.
So it's going to be 2nd down and about 17 to go for the first down. Warren Wolf, the head coach for Brick Township, just wants to see his squad hold on to the ball and run out the clock. 1 minute, the clock has started again, 1:27 and counting.
2nd and 16, the ball at the 44.
Scott gives to Velez. Velez again off the left side of his line, where he picks up about 1.5 yards. And now Township immediately calls a timeout. That stops the clock now with 1 minute and 15 seconds left. Third down and just about 5 yards to go.
Is that their second timeout they've called here in this second half? Okay, so they have one more to go then. And I imagine if they stop them here on third down, they're going to call another timeout. So they're going to, if they stop them on this fourth down, the wind blowing in the face of Brick Township. We said earlier, Washington Township Sean has blocked 3 punts this year. They've run 2 of them back for touchdowns. If it comes, they have to stop them though. We can't even think about that yet. Washington Township has got to stop them on this third down and about 15 play coming up right now if they want to have any chance of winning this ball game.
Joe, what they've been doing the last few plays, Daytata and Chris Velez again have been running off that left side of the Brick Township line. Again, that's behind Big Tom Kozar, 6'6", 275. And Matt Stefanski, 6'6", 225. And you can almost bet they're going to run behind them this time to try to keep this drive alive. If they are short, they're going to be forced to punt. But if they make the first down, that should be the game for the Green Dragons. 13-12, 1 minute and 15 seconds left. The Green Dragons holding on to a 1-point lead over the Washington Township Minutemen. Group 4 South Jersey sectional final.
Coach Jerry Tarasi just coming off the field, defensive coach for Washington Township. You have to watch for the pass play, Sean, here. Even though they got the wind in their face, you have to watch for the pass.
Here it is, big play now for Brick Township. 3rd and 5. Scott hands it off to Velez. Velez still looking for some running room. He's got a first down and more as he's brought down from behind. Big play by Chris Velez. A good second effort before he's finally dragged down from behind by Matt Schultz. And Joe, the fans are beginning to leave on the Washington Township side.
Sean, I think that was the play right there. They had him stopped at around the 50-yard line, which would have been about a 4th down and about 8. And something happened on that far sideline. He just was able to spring it free, tiptoe down the sideline for a big, big pickup.
Clock continuing to run now, 54 seconds. What a clutch play by Chris Velez. Second effort. And that put the nail in the coffin. Sean Scott goes down to one knee. But Township now unable. They can stop the clock one more time, but they've only got 35 seconds left. Brick Township should be able to run out the clock. But what a close game. Both teams, again, coming into today's game, fairly evenly matched. The 3rd and 4th seeded teams playing for this Group 4 sectional final, Joe.
I know, you know, Washington Township, we're upset here that they lost the game, but you're not losing to a slouch team, Sean. We've talked about over the years. The Brick Township, they won 3 straight titles, 81, 82, 83 in Group 4. They won the first ever title in 1974. They've been in the finals 9 times. They lost in 75, 79, and last year they lost to Cherry Hill East. They've qualified for the playoffs 9 times. They're 11 and 4 overall. So, I mean, you're not losing to a team that's come out of nowhere. Warren Wolf has just done an outstanding job with his program down at Brick Township. And Washington Township, you have to congratulate them for the year they had. A lot of people thought they would just be in the hunt against Camden and Pensauken for the title, and here they are, they're fighting for the championship.
Play resumed. Brick Township has a 2nd down.
There you see, there's the cannon we've talked about a couple of times this game. It's gone off twice today for the Minutemen, but it's been quiet.
Yep, Ben DeMonico's been busy just a couple times tonight. There you see him against the fence. He already fired it off twice. And those 2 big third quarter 2-point conversions, Sean, come up big here. They lose it by, looks like they're going to lose it by 1.
Sean Scott again just goes down to one knee, and that's going to start the clock, and that should do it. Brick Township side really hooping it up now. There you see the clock, 23 seconds and counting down. And that pretty much tells the story, 13-12. The big play this quarter, that 4th and 1, the Township was unable to convert. Brick Township met the challenge defensively. Township with that big play, the pass play to Jurgowski, and that's it. The game is over. There you see it, the Brick Township Green Dragons, the Group 4 South Jersey sectional champions. Washington Township goes down to defeat by a score of 13-12. We'll be back with a wrap-up right after this. There you see the Washington Township Minutemen down there. After the game, it looks like they're in prayer or thinking about some things that what they've had really, Joe, is a pretty successful season, and that can't be forgotten in this close game.
No, I mean, just because you lost in the South Jersey Group 4 finals, look how many schools didn't even make it this far. So, I mean, you have to give credit to Washington Township. They made it this far. They played an outstanding ball game, but tonight, Brick Township was just a little bit better.
You know, you have to look at, too, the Township Minutemen, the way they had the breaks there in the fourth quarter. I shouldn't say the breaks, but they did have a couple of opportunities. Two, of course, the pass by Gebauer to Dragowski, called back by a penalty, and then again they had that big 4th and 1, and they weren't able to convert. Brick Township escaped maybe one bullet, but really met the challenge on the 4th and 1.
That big 4th and 1, they tried that counter crisscross. You know, that's what Tom Brown said. They were going to run that play a lot. That's their bread and butter play on offense. But they got it shut down, as Brick Township shut that down most of the second half. They shut down that play, and that was the downfall today.
Thing, too, you have to be surprised with is Brick Township actually did better passing-wise, and then we mentioned that once or twice during the game. It was almost expected that Washington Township kind of had the advantage passing, but we didn't see that today.
Sure, Brick Township, they threw the ball today. Scott was 3 for 5 for 89 yards and 2 touchdowns. He had one to Stefanski and one to Torres, so he had 89 yards passing. On the ground, they rushed the ball for 162 yards. Valley's had 90, and Daytona had 53, so totally on offense, Brick Township had 251 yards, and you compare that to Washington Township, they had 201 yards, and their big running backs, Damon Brown only had 47 yards, Darren Riley had 68. So Brick Township shut down Washington Township's running game, and they won the game 13-12.
You know, in talking to the coaches, especially the Brick Township coaches before the game, that was the biggest concern, to keep Brown and Riley in check. They were concerned that those guys really had that game-breaking speed.
Right.
But as we saw, especially I think here in the fourth quarter, Brick Township backs, especially Chris Velez, showed that he could just about break some as well.
And Riley had that big 52-yard screen pass there in the third quarter, and if he wasn't able to break that for a touchdown, they eventually ran it in. And Riley today was their big back, as he was in the Cherokee game. He scored 2 touchdowns. I mean, Damon Brown had 47 quiet yards, I guess you could say, in the ball game. He scored 19 touchdowns on the year, and today he wasn't able to get in the end zone.
Were you surprised, Joe, at all that Steve Misowich didn't get into the game at all?
I don't think so. You know, they went with Gabe Bauer since Misowich got hurt in the Pennsauken game, and Township really didn't get down by more than a touchdown, so they didn't have to go to the air. But Gabe Bauer proved he could throw the ball today. He threw that deep one to Dragowski, but it was called back because of the penalty.
Steve Misowich, of course, did play a few plays against Deptford last week, and some people were wondering as to whether or not Steve Misowich might come into the game and play, but as we just mentioned, really didn't get into the game. Tom Brown stayed with Gabe Bauer for most of the game. So we're going to wrap it up here from Washington Township. Again, the final score, Brick Township Green Dragons win it by a score of 13-12. They are the Group 4 South Jersey Sectional Champions. For Joe Fasali, I'm Sean O'Hara. We hope you enjoyed it. Thank you for watching on Jones Intercable. Makes it into the middle. Cooey brings it in with one hand. He's down to the 5. Mitchell, and he's still gone. Mitchell is still gone, and he's in for the touchdown. Misowich to give to Kalango. Breaks up the middle nicely. Breaks to the outside. He's got daylight. He's down to the 20, to the 10, and he's going to be in for the touchdown. He gets it back off to Jeff Barnaby. Who else? Nice step inside. Still on his feet. Excellent move by Barnaby. And he's going to go all the way.
The inside handoff. He's got some room at the middle. There goes easily. It's him.
He's got some blockers. He still breaks another tackle.